Back again, part 3, fine dining pork dish. Are you ready? Come over here. Now we have the cauliflower puree. That's ready to rock and roll, and that's been on for about 15 minutes, and that's the consistency. Remember, if it doesn't look like that, then slap yourself. Over here is the beef stock, reduced by pretty much 3/4. So you only got a little bit there, but you can see how crystal clear it is, and we're going to strain that. So come over here, food processor, or whatever you call this thing, blitzer, boom, put that in there, and then basically cover it with a cloth, if I can find one. And start blitzing. Make sure it's on. Stop. Look at that. Beautiful glossy. And that's your juice. Not too thick, not too thin, but it's quite rich in flavour. This here should be now nice and fluffy and velvety. So let's give this a spoon. Remember what went in there? Boom. It should be this consistency. Okay, so we're just going to pour that into its own container. And that's our cauliflower puree done. So 2 things done. Boom. That should have subtle but tasty flavours. That's the shizzle right there. Boom, that's done. Come over here. Over here I have the pork belly. I've taken it out of this tray and flopped it. So now that's, I was cooking that way down. So that's the way I was cooking down. That's nicely pressed now. And now we're going to portion this. What I'm going to do, nothing gets wasted, but for this dish you need everything to be perfect. Can you see how a sharp knife should just cut like butter? That's what happens when you cook it for 10 hours, and that's the 50 bit. And we're just going to just cube it up, square it up nicely, and it should just be like butter, should just melt and be perfect. Boom. And we're just going to put that, we can use that for sandwiches or whatnot, and just cube it up. And this is what they do in restaurants to get their perfect portion. Basically what we left off is this. Come here. You can see that it's perfectly square, yeah? And we want roughly about 160 gram to 180 portion size. We don't want it too big, but you know, it's up to you. If you want it bigger, make it bigger. So we're going to try and get a nice cube here. So basically we can go straight in half and then cube again. So cut straight now. And straight in half again, and that's going to be our portion. Look at that, beautiful, eh? Let me just trim this off at the end, make it nice, because in fine dining restaurants it's all about keeping stuff symmetrical. Okay, so that's the pork done. Boom. So this is what we call confit pork, or fine dining pork, or whatever you want to call it, but that's pretty much it. So that's ready to go. If you see over here also, see this one is probably the one we'll use because it's just the right size. That's just a little bit big. I might just trim that off. But anyway, we have scallops here, the fennel that I poached earlier. We have the fig. I'm going to prepare the fig. I want to half this. This fruit here is very delicate, very expensive. This here cost about $4 to $5 to buy in the shop. So you want to make sure that you don't waste it and portion it well. So this here, I'm just going to do the old wedge. This is such a beautiful fruit. Again, when in season, it's bloody amazing. And all I'm going to do is place that on the tray. Like that. Boom. Like that. And I'm going to sprinkle a bit of brown sugar on it. Brown sugar like this, like that, over the top. And that's going to caramelise when I put it in the oven. But I'm not going to do that just yet. Boom. Okay, so we've done the pork bellies portion. We have the scallops here. These are just your cheap Asian scallops that were frozen. $5 for, you know, a bag. You can get New Zealand scallops a lot dearer, but you know, this will do the job. And defrosted and patted dry. It has to be extremely dry to get the best out of it. We have our fennel, this is what the fennel looked like. And all we did was blanch it, refresh it, and this is the broccoli as well. Broccoli, blanched it in hot water, then refreshed it. That basically means just ran cold water over it to cool it down. We have our cauliflower puree and we have our stock. So basically we have pretty much everything to go. It's ready to rock and roll. Over here I have gorgonzola cheese, imported from Italy. Again, you can use any type of blue cheese. Try to go for a milder type blue cheese. This is going to go with the fig and the watercress. And my watercress, what I've done is I've picked it earlier from the next door neighbours. There you go. I've just picked the tips because this is more of a garnish. And in fine dining you don't have big bushes, yeah? And if there is a big bush, make sure you sort it out. Lovely. And that's what we want. Okay? So we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. All I'm going to do now is got this pan on. It's hot. I'm going to prepare the pork belly and the scallops, and I'm just going to get it ready. I'm going to show you how to cook that, and basically come back and show you how it's plated, and that's pretty much it. Check this out. So we have a little bit of oil, just a fraction, not too much, just a touch, a tad. Boom. Okay. There you go. And we're just gonna put it in skin side first. Boom. That's just gonna crispen it. At the same time, I'm gonna put in my scallops. Boom. 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 And bada bang. And all I'm going to do is knock in a little bit of butter. Can you smell that at home, people? Butter just to help it colour and flavour. You don't want to put the butter in too early because it becomes, butter burns quite easily, becomes nutty, and it can also take the heat out of your pan. So we just want to, sorry, that's the colour we kind of want, yeah? That nice golden brown colour. You do not overcook the scallop. And while that's happening, I'm going to crumble a little bit of blue cheese just on the fig. Just like that. Boom. Just on the fig. Look at that. This is the good stuff. Lovely. Oh yeah. Lovely. Now I'm going to put that in the oven. I have the grill on. Put that in the oven. And that's going to caramelise. Only for a minute. Keep an eye on that. Yep. I'm gonna scrape that up and flip it. Look at that. Nice and crispy. Those scallops are done. And what I'm going to do is just put them on my top here. And they're ready to serve that. It's beautiful. Nice and knuckle. And I'm just going to do this other side too. Lovely. And then, well, basically I'm just reheating it. This meat here, because it's been cooked for so long, is nicely Moorish, and if this is melt in your mouth stuff, you will never ever taste something as good as this. This is fantastic. And then at the same time, put it in the oven as well. Just to crispen the top a bit. Okay? Now that you've seen all of that happen, I need to make tempura flour. Tempura flour from an Asian shop into a bowl. Boom. Whisk. And cold water. I've got in here a bit of cold water. And I'm just going to add it to it. And what I'm going to do is tempura my broccoli. So just adding water to the tempura flour. Cold water. Tempura needs really cold water. And boom. Until, you know, you can get it quite thick or you can make it quite thin. Whatever does it for you. If you like a thick batter, use keep it thick. But if not, and that's pretty much done there. And all I'm going to do, I have my oil on in the back. Make sure you keep an eye on your pork belly. Look at that. Fantastic. Pull out the... Oh, look at that. That's ready to go. Boom. And all I'm going to do is basically bring this flour over here. You can flour it first, which is what I'll do. I have some flour here. So I'll flour it like that, and then drop it in. Okay, make sure that the broccoli is dry. The drier, the better. And basically mix that in. You following us at home? Yeah? Lovely. And that's all we want to do. And that oil should be not too hot, not too cold. And just drop it in. See that there? It's too cold, but it's the heat's not far off. Okay, and we just do one at a time. I'm just going to crispen it up. Can you see that? Let's swap it over. And basically, that's it. I'm going to come back and I'm going to plate it and show you how it works. So stay tuned. Boom. Part 4 coming.